Hello, I'm Rick Stivers with Young Martin's Reels, and I'd like to welcome my returning subscribers and those who are casual viewers who just popped in today. I have just returned from North Padre Island down by Corpus Christi, Texas, and I went fishing this week, and I didn't really catch much. I caught a couple. I think I caught about 7 catfish. Nothing to speak of by any means. I was not fishing for catfish. They just kept stealing my bait. Anyway, these are the 4 reels that I used while I was down there. When I got done each day, I took them and hosed them off real good. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a quick takedown of each of these reels, tear them all down real quick, lubricate them, make sure that there's no salt water left in them, and put them away and have them ready for next time I go. This is all going to be fast forward, folks. I'm not going to explain anything. We're not going to talk about anything. It's just going to be a fast forward. So if you want to tune out on this one, that's fine. Tomorrow I'll be moving on to a new reel. But for today, I just need to get these cleaned up. And I thought, well, I might as well bring you guys along with me. So, oh, by the way, the reels that I have here, this is an Okuma Avenger. This is a Daiwa A400RL. This one over here is my, that's my Penn Delmar. And of the two, the Delmar and the Penn 65 that I fished with this weekend, I think, yeah, Penn Long Beach 65. Of the two, I think I preferred the Delmar. It seemed to fish better. It was less likely to backlash on me. Maybe I just need to do some adjusting, but I'll clean it up and look them over while I'm in there. But in the meantime, this is Rick Stivers, Young Martin's Reels. I'll talk to you again at the end. Okay, I'm going to stop at this point for just a second. The last time I was into this reel, it had a broken spring. And I ordered one, but I didn't want to sit around and wait for it to come in. So I took and made one out of the spring from a ballpoint pen. And now you can look at these two and see there's a world of difference between them. This one you can hardly see. This is the one I made from a ballpoint pen. It worked fine, but now that I have the new one in and I'm putting the reel back together again for the next time, we're gonna trash that one and put in the new one that I ordered for it. Okay, the guy got a little bit hairy because there was a spring I didn't notice right there, and it popped out. And when I went to put it back in, it shot all the way across the room, and it got in somewhere that I haven't been able to find it. In the meantime, I've made one out of a clip like this. Where are we so far? There we go. Out of a clip like this, I cut the edge off of it and made a spring for it so that it would fit in here. If you flip this lever while this side cover's off, that spring's going to shoot. So if you have one of these, don't do that. All right, I'm going to start putting it back together now. And now that I've said that, I just found the spring. It's sitting here right there in my grease bucket. I kind of think that if you compare the two springs, the one that I made and the one that was in there, I don't think I did a half bad job. So I'm going to put the original back in. Okay, my battery died while I was working on this Okuma, and I didn't even realize it until after I was finished with my last pin reel. But one of the things I wanted to let you in on, I didn't realize it until the very end. I had put everything away and was getting ready to start editing, and I was starting to clean my mess up, and I noticed something, and I'm going to show you what happened, because then I spent another hour and a half trying to figure out where in the world this came from. So what I'm going to do is show you what happened, so that if it ever happens to you, keep a close eye so that this never happens to you. How's that? I was cleaning the drag on this Okuma reel, and I had taken a Q-tip and it cleaned the inside of it here, and then I cleaned down inside the hole like so. I was cleaning the hole. Yeah, now it's not going to do it. Yeah, and when I got done cleaning the hole, I took my Q-tip and I tossed it over to the side, and then I put everything back together, and then disassembled another whole reel, put it back together, and then went to clean up my mess. And when I went to pick up my Q-tips to throw them away, I found this right here, and I had no idea where it had come from. Can you see it? It's a roller bearing. And it actually, once I finally found it, I took several reels apart trying to figure out what in the world it went to. It goes right there. When I cleaned out the hole, it popped out with it. So I'd never seen a bearing in that spot. I have on other people's videos, but not in person. I haven't. So I wanted you to see that so that it doesn't happen to you. All right. And like I said, this isn't supposed to be a how-to video. This was just a quick, this is what I did after I got back from the beach, to let you know that I don't just take things out there, use them, and then set them up to corrode up. One of the things I did find in the last of the pin reels that I did was that there was a lot of grease that was milky white from being water contaminated. So I have seen a lot of people making YouTube videos out there that say, hey, when you get done at the beach, what you need to do is take your hose and hose everything down real good. And then when you bring it home, spray it down real good with WD-40, and that'll take care of it. You won't have a problem. Well, if I had done that, I really believe that both of these two pin reels and this Okuma would have suffered severe damage, because I did hose them down, and the water stayed inside and was soaked into the reel grease in all three of these reels. In this case, it was up under the bridge and on the backside over here. Same thing with this one, the Delmar. And in this Okuma, water had managed to migrate in behind this nut right here, and this whole gear train right here had milky white grease in it, where the water had intruded. Everything up top was good. Everything on this side over here was good. The bait feeder was good. All of that was good, but this backside over here where the crosswind block was had a lot of milky white grease in it. So I'm really hesitant to say that that's a good idea to hose them down when you come back from the beach. I think it's a good idea to do exactly what I did, which is to take them apart, clean them. So from now on, when I go to the beach, I'm going to take my reel grease, my tools, and my oil, so that each day I can take them apart, clean them, and oil them right there, so that they're ready for the next day. These two probably would have been just fine getting their sitting one day to the next. I think they would have been fine, as long as it didn't go too long. But the spools on both of them were very wet where the line came in, and was the line was wet sitting on the spool. I'm still going to run the line off of these and wipe it down, and clean it and put it back. But now this Okuma and the Daiwa both of these two reels, I'm short. I'm 5'5", and I was out surf casting, and in both instances I had a large wave come up that caught me off guard, and in both cases the reels got wet, very wet. So they really got wet inside. This one went completely submerged for at least 2 seconds. It was a big wave, and it caught me off guard completely. I was actually trying to catch a fish at the time and wasn't paying attention to what the waves were doing. In the event that happens, I recommend going ahead and taking it down. But I didn't have the grease, and I didn't have the oil with me. So I said, well, what can I do? And I said, well, everybody on the internet says hose them down real good. So that's what I did. And it definitely had water inside it. I don't know if it was salt water or if it was from me hosing it down, but it definitely had water inside it. And these two I know had water inside them from me hosing them down, but at least it got all the salt water off the outside. I'm thinking next time I'm taking my WD-40, and the reels that don't get into the water, that just are like that, I'll just spray them down real good with WD-40, and I think that'll take care of it. But anyway, that's what I got to say for today. This is Young Martin's Reels, signing out.